my hand because this video is going to be titled 2021 Plans, Trips, and Adventures. So, we have here a list that I just sent him of trips we would like to do. First one's, fuck off. Yeah, you know what, you hold that. First one's self-explanatory, the Iron Butt Challenge. If you don't know what the Iron Butt Challenge is, it's 1,000 miles in 24 hours. And there's two ways to do the Iron Butt. I was doing research on it today. There's an interstate and an out-of-state. So if you can manage to do 1,000 miles in-state, it's one badge. If you go out-of-state, it's another. That's pretty self-explanatory. We've talked about it a little bit. If we do in-state, we haven't really talked about how the hell we would even do that. I don't even know how we would do that.
We'd have to go around Mass like 3 times.
Yeah, pretty much. Out-of-state, we'd probably head south. That's just common sense. Because I know if we went to Caribou, Maine and back, that's not even 1,000 miles. We would actually have to ride down 495 to over the Bourne Bridge, past Cape Cod Harley, hit the rotary, and you're at like 1,086. The next, so I'm a history nerd, if you guys don't know, and Alex likes history. State routes were there before highways. So, kind of having some beers one night, I looked up State Route 44. It goes from Plymouth, Mass to, we hope we're saying this right, Kerhonkson, New York, which is in the Catskills. It's only like, it's under 200 miles. However, if we take 44 the whole way, it's like a 6-hour trip. One way. There's a faster way to get there, which we would take coming home, but that trip we're talking about kind of doing an overnight trip for. And we're thinking that we're probably going to do towards the end of summer or fall, just because I know the Catskills can be really beautiful, and cooler temperatures might help with that. So the other one is I would like to finish Route 28, which ends in New Hampshire. That's going through Boston's gonna suck. Route 3A from start to finish, 58 start to finish, 140 start to finish, 106 start to finish, and 123 start to finish. So the one we're really excited for out of all of these is 140. So the southern terminus of 140 goes from New Bedford to Taunton. It's actually a 2-lane highway. We've both been up down that way too many times to count, so we're actually going to skip that portion to start and start from like the Taunton Green area and ride north. It ends up in like Chelmsford or something, I think. The 44 trip for Kerhonkson, we're actually going to ditch the whole part from Plymouth to Middleborough because
yet again, we've driven it 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
There's probably a whole lot more that we could skip just because we
But
probably
we have to get
ventured.
out that way. So, the big thing we want to talk about is, and actually I sent you the link to this, I'm really happy. So, when we started this, we really decided that we wanted to do an interview, and we're actually shooting this the same day as the wrap up to Laconia Bike Week, hence why we have the same clothes on. We're not fancy enough today to change our clothes to make it look like we did this a different day. So we're just going to be honest and transparent about it. So I went on Google and typed in best rides of either Massachusetts or New England. I think all of these, no, that Concord, no, that could be Concord, New Hampshire. Mohawk Trail, Wachusett. Yeah, no, these are all Massachusetts. So there's this 2 wheels on the road, oh yeah, it says right at the top. I'm an idiot. Best motorcycle rides in Massachusetts. After riding to Ben & Jerry's, which was 174 miles one way, but really it was like 200 and, you said 107, 106. It was really 280 miles one way for us. That wasn't all done in a straight shot. We did stop and have breakfast. Here nor there. Some of it's 132 miles, 140 miles, 64, 35, 75. The Sleepy Hollow Tour is 204. Cape Cod Tour, 60 miles. Dude, we're probably gonna skip that. Route 66 to Northampton, 23 miles, 119.60. Country to Castle. I was supposed to do this one. This actually starts down in like Rainham at the dog track, and you literally ride 138 all the way up to Castle Island. That would probably be a cool ride because they have decent hot dogs up there, and you're right next to the airport. You can watch planes come over, which is kind of cool. So, the reason for this list. There's your phone, sir. Thank you. The reason for this is talking with TJ and stuff. At least I had the realization that I think, and I'm speaking for myself, and you can agree or disagree, I don't really give a shit. Oh, he's so excited to see you because he didn't see you for a couple days. What we're really excited about is we really take for granted how beautiful the Northeast really is compared, and we're not saying other parts of the country aren't beautiful. He is a big, handsome boy. Kind of makes you look like a dog on the camera. It's kind of awesome. So we really take for granted how beautiful the Northeast is. Now, food for thought, New England's comprised of 6 states: Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. So with the website I sent him, we are going to go on, we're going to go look at Rhode Island, we're going to look at Vermont, we're going to look at New Hampshire, we're going to look at Maine, we're going to look at Connecticut. Something that kind of came up a little while ago was we're talking amongst some people we have met through the interwebs and saying how one nice thing about motovloggers is, for instance, Connor FXDB. Connor's doing a lot with track racing now, but when Connor first started out, he was riding the Dallas, Fort Worth, New Braunfels, Texas area. We don't know if we're going to get out there for a long while. We would love to. If we could somehow turn this into a full-time gig, I don't think we would even quit our jobs for that, because shit happens, is the way to put it. But I would love to get, a truck and trailer or something, drive down there in 2 or 3 days, hang out down there for, a week, 5, 7 days, whatever it may be, crush a bunch of miles with people down in Texas, or even go to Arkansas up to TJ and Steph and Harrison, or they're always in Eureka Springs. Here or there, go see other parts of the country. But the really cool thing with motovloggers is you get to see it from 2 wheels. And I remember having a conversation with someone at one point. They said, why do you want to sit here and watch a YouTube video about some dude riding his motorcycle in other parts of the country? I couldn't come up with an answer, but I have come up with an answer. I can't physically do all of these rides because of my job, other commitments, other things like that. However, I know what it feels like to ride a motorcycle. I know what it feels like to hit twisties. I know what it feels like to, when it's summertime and you're in the middle of a cornfield, riding through cornfields or cranberry bogs for us, and it's hot as hell, and then you keep going and it's shade and it's nice and cool. I kind of know what that's like. But to see it from someone's helmet, I can picture it, I can visualize it. I can't smell the smells, but I can at least see the sights. He doesn't want to be on camera today. Well, he's a little bit in it. There he is. So, we were talking today while we were both working. Actually, I was on lunch break. And we were talking about...
It's a really long lunch break.
Allegedly. What we were really talking about is how, like, TJ and Steph came up from Arkansas. They wouldn't have known what the Northeast was like unless they came up, or if people have put up photos or videos or motovlogs of the Northeast, but it's not the same. So one thing we were really talking about is, we talked about in the last video about getting Cena headsets. We're going to actually attempt, which is scary as shit to think about. But the tattoo, we kind of talked about, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna do it. We're gonna try to get some riding footage of Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine to show you guys this part of the country, because we feel like, yes, there are motor vloggers up here that do it. I don't know why I've really never searched YouTube for it. I don't know if there is really a lot of people actually.
There's a couple, but I don't think they're as serious as others.
Right. So, that brings us to our next point. The history part. So, I like to look at a state road and figure out where it starts, where it ends, and possibly ride it to completion. We have a road around here called Route 105. It's a super beautiful ride. I'm not gonna say some of the best riding around, but it's weird. You start out in farmlands and you end up at the ocean, because the other end's Marion and you're at the water.
Ferry and all that, yeah.
But then from there you have some other options. So the point is, we're not gonna leave the interview stuff like we started with. The big thing that we're looking into and starting to do is we listed off these rides. These are just Massachusetts rides, but we totally want to start checking out Rhode Island a little more. Connecticut, I know, is absolutely beautiful. New Hampshire's beautiful. Vermont's beautiful. Maine's beautiful. We're not picking on Vermont, but there's not a whole hell of a lot to do up there.
Unless we really look at a map and just research like places to ride around there, but
But
for the most part, it's just mountains.
yeah, but I mean, dude, mountains are beautiful.
So we can go down to New Hampshire and see that.
Well, there's the Green Mountains and the White Mountains. New Hampshire's the White Mountains. Vermont's great. Handsome boy. So that's what our plan is. We're gonna start trying to bust out some footage, bust out some places. We're working on trying to figure out how we're gonna get our scenas and do everything and get something together so we can actually put up some riding footage for you guys. Alex now has a GoPro 9, which will definitely aid in the riding footage portion, which will help a lot. So yeah, little update. Like we said, we're not getting away from the channel. We actually have an interview Sunday that I'm doing. It's probably going to be here. You might see Alex float around in and out of the video. We don't know yet. It depends if he's around or not. But we're totally going to shoot a video here Sunday. Have some crispy boys for that. And then we also got a couple other things that we're trying to line up with some other people. Got Scoob, aka 508 Dino, that I'd like to shoot an interview with him. Connor.
I think you wanted to do one with your buddy Joe too.
Yeah, my buddy Joe, we want to get on. There's just a couple of people that, we're trying to do. So, kind of just to wrap this up, we're not changing what we're going to do with the video. We're going to keep with doing the interviews. But after doing the ride we did over the weekend, we want to start sharing this part of the country with everybody and showing everybody, oh, hi friend, hi. We want to start showing everybody this part of the country. So, till the next time, keep the rubber down, keep the shiny up. Don't do anything we wouldn't do. It's a pretty short list.